So I'm sitting here and I'm talking with one of my coworkers while I'm here at work. What we were talking about is the fact that education is just so much different, especially like after the pandemic. And I think one of my biggest issues, especially as an educator now that I've had with education since being on the other side, not being a student, is typical school. I feel like it's so flawed because you have your basic reading, math, and your sciences. Throughout the day, there's not really a whole lot of focus and emphasis on what these kids should be, maybe what they're interested in, and how they can apply that during the day, not a before school, after school gig, but actually during the day. There's not really a whole lot of emphasis or really even opportunities presented or given to these kids to like focus on a craft that they could have. If you're an athlete and you like basketball, football, soccer, baseball, any of these different sports, it could be anything. If there's an interest that's there, it should be something that is catering to teaching and working on that craft throughout the day. I feel like that is something that would make kids really want to go to school. Like, you have kids that when they get to high school, now we can focus on, if you like music, you have band or, choir, or if you are into the arts, you got your drama club and different stuff like that for acting. Like me, you like to talk a lot, you like to argue a lot, you got your debate teams and different things like that. But like, what about, we have podcasting that is huge now. Why isn't there something that's lined up for these kids to learn how to be in front of a camera and be confident and speak, not get so stuck on the way that they're communicating, but rather get into how to? You know what I'm saying? Like, not focusing on what the issues are or what the weaknesses are, but focusing on what the strengths can be, the way that they can get their points across. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. And this is just kind of me adding my 2 cents. I would love to have a class that is dedicated to podcasting, that is dedicated to actually being in front of a camera or being on a platform where you are on the record speaking and getting a point across, or having dialogue with different people. Like, I have so many students that I run into here at the school that I'm at that they could be awesome communicators, and not just communicators, but like people would listen to them. They could be real advocates for just different places that students have interest and that they have care. But because there's not anything that's specifically speaking to or arranged for them to showcase or to work on the craft of just speech in general, they don't show the interest in it for real. Or it's looked at as something that's, like, if I'm being honest, even like corny. You know what I'm saying? To like effectively communicate, not use so much slang when you talk. And I think generally what I'm talking about is the fact that there's just not a whole lot of things, courses, different stuff like that, especially in the elementary school and middle school range, that is dedicated to crafts, right? The things that kids will grow up to be young adults and get into the job force, or, start a career path on what it is that's for their future. Like, that stuff is lined up for high school or lined up for college. And the truth of the matter is, we don't know who's going all the way to college. We don't even know who's going to make it all the way through high school. So why don't we start now? I just really wish that there was more things that were catering to what kids can do now, that is not only focused on your regular math, your regular reading, your regular sciences, actually dealing with what a craft and a passion is early on, so it can really create and become something for the future.